What's happening, savages? You're listening to Immortal Coil, your oracle of whiskey mysticism. Revolution is my name, and today we're talking Valhalla. Now, before we drive our ships to new lands, I'd like to ask you to like, share, subscribe, drop me a comment, let me know what you want to see covered on future editions of Savage Spirituality. Check me out on Twitter, check me out on Patreon. Let's do this. This is a video that has been months in the planning because I knew that two tales were winding. One of them was called the Northman, one of them was called Thor, Love and Thunder. And the differences couldn't be more night and day. All you have to do is look at the source material. We have Take a Big Shitty versus fucking Shakespeare. For reference material, the Northman pulls on the classic Shakespeare play, Hamlet.
Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio.
So many immortal lines, so many beats, so many iconographic. I cannot fucking pronounce that. So many iconic visuals that have influenced and shaped not only the English language, but our fucking culture and our way of perceiving life. God damn, there was a Star Trek Klingon in Part 6 loved Shakespeare, and there are other Klingons that say that Earth plays reached their fullest flower once they were translated into Klingonese. And on that front, the Northman does not disappoint. It's a brutal, brutal movie, but it is also beautiful in its brutality. And then you got Take a Big Shitty and his reach around method for bullshit Marvel and suggestions from Kevin Feige as he tries to pull off, I don't know, super bad in fucking space. Now, the movie wasn't complete shit. Christian Bale knocked it out of the fucking park for his character, despite the mutation to his face that they decided to do. And Natalie Portman, come on, aside from being Padme Amidala Naberi, fucking Taika Waititi, was completely believable as a dying cancer patient. Basically what we're looking at with the Northman versus Thor, Love and Thunder, is a hero's journey that ends in tragedy versus a silly comedy. The Northman is savage and masculine and all these things that Hollywood is seeming to rally against. But I believe in time it's going to be one of those underground kind of hits. Alexander Skarsgård knocked it out of the fucking park. Actually, everybody in that movie knocked it out of the fucking park. But this dude, whose biggest role to date is probably True Blood, lived, breathed, and walked the role of Amleth. And I challenge a motherfucker to do better than him. Now, I ain't gay, and I'm not knocking anybody who is, but if you compare their physiques, Chris Hemsworth and Alexander Skarsgård are possibly in the peak shapes of their life. There's actually a joke scene where Zeus rips the clothes off of Thor, boy Thor, and females faint at the sight of his cock, and that was pretty fucking funny. I will give that to Take a Big Shitty. Amleth suffers a lot more than Thor does. Skarsgård's nudity was not for laughs. It was born of pain. But talk about shooting for the moon if you're a dude and you want to fucking work out. But this is the difference between triumph and tragedy, is that Marvel, especially in its Phase 4 incarnation, is supposed to be a film for wide audiences, including children. And actually, children figure quite prominently in Love and Thunder. But as children figure prominently in Love and Thunder, there's that danger of having your kids spoken to by whatever the fuck Disney is now. The Northman is not for children. And truthfully, you might not be able to digest Shakespeare until you're in your mid to late 20s. Not only because of the language, but because of the broad brushstrokes of William fucking Shakespeare. Even as he's adapted by Sean and Robert Edgars. It's sad to say, I know Thor Love and Thunder is going to make a lot more money than the Northman probably will. But if we talk about things in terms of storytelling and immortality, fucking Shakespeare has been around for damn near 600 years. Thor Love and Thunder, you're going to forget about that shit in 6 months.
It's